After more than 3 years of grinding war, the rhetoric has suddenly shifted, but not the reality on the ground. In a dramatic twist, both Moscow and Kyiv are now speaking the language of peace, even as missiles and drones continue to define the battlefield. Russian President Vladimir Putin declared Russia is ready and willing to strike an agreement with Ukraine, reviving references to earlier geopolitical understandings tied to reported talks involving former US President Donald Trump. But the message came with a hard edge. Any deal, Moscow insists, must be built on compromises already discussed, terms that remain politically explosive for Kyiv.
So, to sum up, I would like to add that we are certainly ready and want to negotiate with Ukraine on peaceful means, and on the basis which we discussed at the meeting with President Trump in Anchorage.
Putin went further, suggesting the war may be approaching its end, even as he claimed Russian forces are advancing across the front. Yet behind the optimism, he also acknowledged a vulnerability, admitting Russia must urgently strengthen its air defenses after a surge of Ukrainian drone strikes, including a high-profile hit on St. Petersburg during a major economic forum.
And then Russia was asked to agree on certain compromises, and Russia agreed on those compromises which we discussed in Anchorage. It is necessary for the Ukrainian side, and the conflict will come to its natural conclusion soon.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky escalated the diplomatic pressure with a rare open letter directed straight at Putin, calling for a face-to-face meeting and proposing a full ceasefire during negotiations. Zelensky's message was blunt: set a date, sit down, and end the war, or accept that Ukraine will continue to fight for survival. It was a direct challenge to Moscow's narrative control and an attempt to drag the Kremlin into leader-to-leader accountability.
Ukraine proposes ending this war through direct engagement between us and you. I am proposing a meeting. I propose to set a clear date for such a meeting. Ukraine is ready for a full ceasefire for the duration of the negotiations.
Moscow responded with familiar ambiguity. The Kremlin said Putin had not yet reviewed the letter, but repeated its standing line: the Russian president could meet Zelensky any time in Moscow, an offer Kyiv has consistently dismissed as politically unacceptable. Beneath the sudden surge in peace rhetoric lies an unresolved reality. Both sides are talking past each other, not toward each other. Russia demands acceptance of pre-shaped compromises. Ukraine demands a ceasefire before any talks begin. The result is not momentum toward peace, but a sharper, more visible contest over who gets to define it.